What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is COD Espresso, and welcome back to the first episode of Infinite Warfare Best Class Setups here with this one. Today, in this one, we're going to be talking about the Type 2 Assault Rifle, and I feel like this weapon is one that is quite overlooked in terms of power, various attributes, and then player usability here with it, as something that not many people will use and choose as their first choice. They may gravitate towards, say, the Karma or the NV4 or something like that, something that is a little bit more standard, but the Type 2 is actually, dare I say, quite overpowered. So if you guys do enjoy this class setup, make sure you drop a like rating down below. If you guys are new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing to stay up to date with everything here regarding Infinite Warfare. We have a ton of stuff, class setups, tips, tricks, creative little fun guides, things like that you guys definitely will not want to miss here if you guys are new. So this one, let's talk about the Type 2. It's definitely something that, once again, I said might even be overpowered, but it's one that I've taken to liking quite a bit here in the past couple of hours of playing with it. I've ranked it up to almost max level in terms of weapon rank in just a few matches of domination in TDM, so it's definitely one that can get you some action here with it. But in this one, we're going to be talking about how to make this overpowered, how to make this the best weapon to slay out with in terms of multiplayer. So we're going to start out with a Type 2. Obviously, that's the thing we're talking about here, the weapon in question. What I love about this weapon is the fact that it's an AR auto pistol hybrid. This gun was practically built for my playstyle. As you guys know, I love assault rifles, but I also love to run and gun. I love to be able to jump into the action, the close quarter fights, and get those kills off as well. Just never leaving the constant, non-stop, fast-paced action. And definitely on some of these maps, you will be in the action all the time with this. So you can hold triangle or Y to break up the AR into the two auto pistols that come along with it. But it's definitely one that you will be switching back and forth with here. I love to switch back and forth because I can jump into the action, and then also I can play the long range game with this as well. So on the Type 2, I'm going to be running a couple of attachments. We don't run any lethals or secondaries here with this. This is mainly focusing on how to slay out with a Type 2, because if you do it right, this is all you will need here with it. So the reflex sight is one that I use. I'm simply one of those people that like the optics and reticles on your weapons, especially for an AR. So when you break it down, it does turn into akimbo pistols, and you don't need an optic or anything like this. But for the long range engagements, and even maybe some close quarters engagements, it definitely helps out tremendously. Then we're gonna run a grip on this as well, because there is a slight little bit of kick, but with the grip, it makes it almost non-existent, and unless you're at a long range, you don't really notice it too much. Another attachment that is always a go-to here within my weapons is Quick Draw, definitely one that helps out tremendously. Once again, though you are running akimbo and it doesn't really too much affect the broken down akimbo version of the machine pistols, it is something that definitely helps when you're in that assault rifle mode. The next thing that I run is actually huge. This is a brand new attachment called the Particle Amp, which extends the stopping power range, which essentially maxes out the range attribute here allotted for this weapon. So it's something that it makes that range as maxed out as it can possibly go. No matter what you stack here on top of it, the range will not be able to get any better. So you have the absolute best version of this in terms of long range gunfights. So I think that is definitely something super key, definitely something you really want to put on here with this. And definitely I would suggest it over pretty much anything else here on top of the attachments you can use for the Type 2. Now the final attachment that we run with the Type 2 is stock, because definitely, once again, as you are strafing those corners or something, it is a huge piece of advantage that will give you some nice step ups in gunfights if you do have stock and you're able to, say, maybe pre-aim a corner, strafe around a corner, already knowing that you're gonna have your gun up ready for a gunfight. It is something that definitely helps. As for perks, this is definitely, once again, another key portion of this class setup, because once again, you want to be tracking down enemies and getting these kills off while also staying stealthier to the fact that you don't want to be seen. So sticking to the perimeter or zigzagging in and out of different areas of the map are key, but there are two things that I run here with these in terms of perks to finish off the 10 points allotted for this. Now, the first one is Ghost. Once again, I talked about this being an incredibly OP perk at this very point in time. Whether or not they're going to change it here later down the line and make it so that you can actually be seen when you're sitting in a corner or something like that, it is something that I'm kind of hoping it does get a little bit of a nerf to it, but at the same time, I don't know if it will. But right now, you are invisible to absolutely any type of radar with this. So it is very easy to move around the map and to get from one place to another without your enemy knowing, and you can end up getting a nice little pick off of this. Now, the next thing, and the second and final perk with this, is the fact that I use Tracker on this. huge advantage once again in trying to get kills in a more stealthy manner, or rather playing to cater to the fact that you dictate the gunfights. You have the ability to see where these players have been and stalk your prey a little bit in terms of how that works. I just enjoy having the little bit of knowledge of where a player's been so that I can know whether or not they're gonna try and flip around behind me or something like that, or I can just get the jump up on them. So I definitely think that for the sole purpose of trying to get kills with this, it is a nice little advantage to have in terms of the class setup. But that is gonna do it here for this Type 2 setup. Once again, one of my, as of recent, favorite weapons within Infinite Warfare. I, of course, played around a lot with the NV4, the KBAR, the Karma, all those weapons in the beta, and a little bit now also with release, but I wanted to give some more weapons a try, and this one definitely stood out to me as something that definitely has the capability of being overpowered. So that said, hopefully you guys did enjoy this class setup. Leave your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. If you guys have given this a try or plan to give this a try, leave your thoughts down there on the class setup. I'd love to hear them down there. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like rating down below. If you guys are new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing to stay up to date with everything Infinite Warfare. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nikolai Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.